So, what we're here to talk about AEW All Out 2022. Ho ho, this the show that just happened as barely everyone's talking about this show. Like, like some people are talking about the show a little, but it turns like barely people majority of the time on this internet wrestling community. Barely anyone's talking about this show as reference what I'm going to talk about in my next video right after this. But I will mention the media scrum and I will touch on more in the video what I'm going to talk about that you probably know what I'm going to talk about. But yeah, I don't know, but I'm going to majority specifically talk about this show all of 2022. Like, I don't know, does anyone get the impression how AEW has cooled off a lot from last year? And it kind of expected to be because last year, the rumor mill was through the fucking roof. In All Out 2021 last year, you had CM Punk returning, Adam Cole, and that Bryan Danielson debuting. AEW had all of these things this time of last year leading to the Arthur Ashe debut at the Dynamite Grand Slam show. AEW had all of these things. It was the talk of the town basically this time last year, and I know it wasn't I know it wasn't going to be this show this year sold out was good. Tap it long. Wasn't as long as Double or Nothing, the previous solo AEW pay-per-view, but it was a bit too long, kinda. It was good, but I kind of should know that it wasn't going to be as hot as last year's show was, or how epic it was. But in terms of the interest heading into the show for the Pro AEW, it's really jarring to see how much the landscape of the wrestling business can change in really just 1 year. With both companies, AEW and WWE. And yeah, to see what those companies were a year ago compared to now, it's really fucking jarring. And I'm not saying I'm not trying to say All Out 2022 was bad. It was a good show. It's just I probably enjoyed Clash at the Castle a little bit more than this show. Even though this show had a lot of matches, the Clash at the Castle doesn't mean I enjoy it more than that. And the thing is with a lot of matches, it's I should expect that some matches had to be short. And it can really make you point to think when you look at how they built some of these matches on this show, it kind of made you think, like, really? That's really it? It's like, and like I said, I think I said it's a double nothing. You could have cut some of these matches, and the show will probably improve just a bit immensely, but like, as it was just good. Not not that great, but just good. It was decent to good, I will say. So yeah, let's talk about this show. Didn't watch much of the 0 hour pre-show. Not really did watch. Heard some good thing about um the packet. I heard some good things about the Eddie Kingston versus the Intro match. I I don't know much about Eddie Kingston's volleyball. I heard some good things about his match. That's what I can say. And about but yeah, didn't really much, really much. I'm going to go through some of those matches from my here on the phone to remember the matches that I have figured out. There were a lot of fucking matches on this show. So let's start with the casino ladder match to crown number one contender for the AEW World Championship. You got Claudio Castagnoli versus Andrade Hilo versus Penta Eusebio Miedo versus Ray Phoenix versus Rush versus Real Yuta versus Dante Martin versus the Joker. So yeah, this was weird. Like the matches, the portion of this match was good. I think it was. You want to have a match like this, like to really pump the crowd a little bit to set up for the rest of the show. But it was weird. Like the portion, the portion of it was fine. It was. I think it was just nothing more than to just pop a crowd at 8 p.m. and to get some of this guy fish on the show. And it's weird, but it's weird that you pretty much sacrifice this portion of this match to pull over the finish and the angle that's going to come after this, which is weird. Like, at some of this part of you had some cool spots, like Andrade doing the powerbomb through the ladder, kind of similar to what he did to Finn Balor in the previous ladder match 3 years ago, Money in the Bank match. It wasn't as brutal as that, but it was still cool. But yeah, so you get to the finish with a bunch of masked men coming in to attack the participants in the match. Then you get someone climbing, reaching the ship, and they are masked to reveal it is Stokely Hartway. The bell hasn't ring yet. The Joker still hasn't run out. Then the clock stop at 0. Then you get a Sympathy Devil Rolling Stone song. We're in an AEW event. That was pretty revering to hear that song at a wrestling show. Considering the person that came out of the Joker wore a devil mask We'll say that more to the end. And then, and then he came out, grabbed to the ring, grabbed the ship, and the match was over. The Joker won the casino ladder match as the Joker has the world title shot. Like, oh boy, like the, the finish portion, the match portion was good. The finish was kind of questionable to say the least. It did say purpose, but I question like if they could have executed the finish a little better, we just have the Joker come out with the costume and just grab the shit. I mean, the Stokely Hardway, I get what they were trying to go with as Stokely Hardway with his new fashion came in, helped the Joker win the match. I would say I'm more for the ending. But I'll just say the finish could have executed a little bit better. It's just, I don't know, just could have done it a little different way. So yeah. So that was the Casino Ladder match. The next one is the Trio Championship, the AEW Trio Championship match between Heyman, Adam Page, and the Dark Order against the Young Bucks and the returning Kenny Omega. Oh boy. Heyman, Dark Order versus Young Bucks, Kenny Omega for the Trio Championship. I will touch more on the name my next video, as you probably know what I'm gonna talk about. But yeah. But for the Trio Championship, it was a really good match. We all knew it would be with the wrestlers that are in it. Like the Dark Order are good wrestlers, and Heyman and Page, Young Bucks, King Omega, the Elite are great. So the match was really good for what it was in the ring. It was more for what you expected to. Like, like with Kenny Omega the ring, like you could tell like some he has worked some few matches since he came back, and he's pretty much worked to the pace that you usually know what he's in. So yeah, this was a really good to great match with the finish of Heyman accidentally hitting one of the Dark Orders in that, and Kenny Omega stealing the ring. A very clever thing, as I thought that would have been when you might see some deception of Heyman and the Dark Order. Maybe they will not go into it yet, but I think the scene might have played for this one, as Heyman, as the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega were the new Trio champions. So yeah, it was a really good win, I will just say. So here's the portion of the show that they could have just cut out, and it wouldn't make this show much of the difference. Like, you got the TBS Championship between Jade Cargill defending against Athena. Like, this only went about like 4 or 5 minutes. Like, this could have been like a Dynamite Rampage match. Like you don't need to like this kind of like if you were gonna do this match as it was, then I don't know if I would if you really should have put this match on the main card. Just for what they did, it was plausible. It was average at best. No, I think that might have been the worst match of the show. I'm gonna say. Like, it was average to mediocre at best. I will just say. And the finish, like, with the baddies coming out, that could have executed a little bit better. As it was, it kind of looked sloppy. And yeah, like Jay Cargill with things. I don't know at this point who you will put, who you are going to put someone to dethrone Jade for the TBS championship. And like, how many opponents does she have? Like legit that could able to face her before you put someone in a position that can dethrone Jay. That might be circumstances like Tony Khan needs to face. Another one like FTR versus Wardlow, FTR and Wardlow, excuse me, versus JD and the Machine Machine Guns. Like, good to see the Machine Guns in AEW ring. That's pretty cool, I must say. But like, I don't know, like I just feel like FTR will deserve so much more than this here. And like, it felt kind of ludicrous to have this match go over 60 minutes. Like it went on for, like, the match went for 60 minutes. Like, the match was decent. Like, it was solid, the match, but like, you could have cut, I don't know, 5 minutes of this match. Like, the finish was pretty cute with Dos Harwood's daughter coming in and like pinning like JD to pinning such a doll, excuse me. That was after the match as FTR Wardlow won. But like this could have been cut like 5-6 minutes and the match was still be probably just as good. Just as it, but like, this could have easily been another Dynamite or Rampage match. Like, this could have been like a Rampage match. Like, they could have just put this on a Golden Show and yeah. It would have given much time to this next match. Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs. And that match really suffered for having too many matches. Like, this match, Ricky Starks and Hobbs, was one of the most intriguing bit of matches going into the show. And you only give them, 6-7 minutes? Like, if you were to cut like the two matches I mentioned, this would have feel like since then the match could have been a lot better than what it was. As it was fine. But like, you had all this build up from the breakup of Powerhouse and Ricky Starks to get to this match, and you only gave them like, seven, 6, 7 minutes, like I said. And I know it will probably lead to more matches between them, but like on a show like this, you couldn't give it a much time on this match, considering like some like the two like previous matches probably didn't need to be on the show. But like Jay Cargill was the thing, like that was like 4 or 5 minutes, and like 50 FTR and War of the West Elite, the Machine Guns, that didn't feel much pretty rewarding. As like I said, it could have been just that been on a Dynamite or a Rampage show. So yeah, and it's really unfortunate that this match had to be the cause for being short, because it almost intrigued Bills. Ricky Starks is over with the crowd. Like Ricky Starks is so fucking over with the AEW audience, and like you haven't lose like in was kind of a squash match against Powerhouse Hobbs. And again, I'm fine with like Powerhouse Hobbs wins if this continues to feud. But like, yeah, like they should have given more time, is what I was saying. Like, I felt really sorry for this guy. Like, yeah. For like, it was fine, but it was a little bit underwhelming. So like, yeah. And it was like that match really kinda failed to like met my expectations for it. So yeah. Speaking of a match that exceeded probably any expectation people have from it, was the AEW World Tag Team Championship match. Like, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland versus the Acclaim. Wow. Like, I expected this match to be good, but I didn't really think it was gonna be this fucking good. Like, I have so much respect for KD and Strickland to able to know the crowd and to have to work as technically de facto proper heels for this match, as the Acclaim were so over. And I think most of the credit does to get to KD Strickland for handling this and making the best for this match. But this match, like, was really the proving ground for the Acclaim, as it pretty much surrendered that the Acclaim, no pun intended, have arrived as a legit credible tag team. And like, in a weird way, this was pretty much the show stealer of the night, because out of any match on this card, out of all the matches, this one pretty much delivered and exceeded any expectation people have from it. Like, this was unbelievable. Like, I'll put this in the same level as the Gunther Sheamus match from Match of that week. And like, this was tremendous stuff with people so badly wanting the Acclaim. And I felt those near false, like those false hope moments of when the Acclaim if they were gonna win the tag team titles. Like, I really felt for it. Like, if they were actually gonna win. Like, they had me. Like, previously in the build, like, I didn't give him much of a chance to like win here, but there were moments in this match where I felt like, oh my god, that could have been it. Jeez. And sure, Shortway and Keith Lee fell back. They hit their finger with a power slam, or like I think it was like what? Or like Otto Bowens. I think that's his name. Like I don't know, but I think I was him or Matt Castler. I think that pinned. That got pinned and Keeley and Swerve Strickland, the Swerve and our Glory are still the AEW Tag Team Champions. And yeah, like I felt like maybe they should call all of it, but the more I think about it, it's just fine. Like this match really cemented what this match did was cemented the Acclaim as a legit credible tag team on the AEW tag team division. And believe me, when they go at Glam Slam and Alter Ash in Dynamite, we will see the Acclaim walk out as the AEW tag team champions. Mark my words. Tony Khan will be a fool. Like, he was kind of, he's kind of a fool for what happened in the situation which I'm going to talk about much later on, but he will be pretty fucking foolish not to capitalize on the Acclaim's momentum as a tag team and the momentum they have with the audience. So, more likely, the Acclaim will be AEW Tag Team Champion at the end, by the end of this month. That's what I will say. So the next match you had Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy. This was another fortunate, but I can see why, since you can kind of see Christian like right shoulder like tape up, like you can like his torn biceps being torn like being taped up for this. So you kind of expect not to be a long game match. But like this was one of the few like highlights. Like this probably was the best build up match throughout any of the matches of the show. And this was one of the matches I was looking forward to, and like yeah, like the 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 Luchasaurus heel turn was a bit shocking, as he kind of went back to Younger Boy after being with Christian for 3 weeks, and now he's back with Christian now. Okay, that was kind of big weird booking, but it was as the angle was a good, I guess, with like Christian not really doing much and just be a battered younger boy in this match and hit it with a kill streak, the Unpretty 1, 2, 3, and Christian won. Like Christian's heel has been on fire, so it's gonna be freaking shame that he has to miss like a few months with the injury, as I really enjoy his feud with Jungle Boy. And I hope they pick up for what they were when Christian Hill suffered the injury. So yeah. Oh, the match I forgot to talk about was the Fatal 4-Way for the Inter AEW Women's World Championship. You have Tony Storm, Bray Breaker, Jamie Hayter, and Hikaru Shida. This interim women's championship feels so silly after just having an interim world championship thing. It just kind of feels it to go immediately for another one. So yeah, I did like it, but I kind of get what they're going for, I guess. As Tony Storm was probably going to beat Thunder Rosa before Thunder Rosa got injured. Nobody really knows the severity of the injury, but like Thunder Rosa didn't compete on this show, so you had this match, and it was fine. It plenty succeeds for dissension in this match between Bray Break and Jamie Hayter as the crowd are being more supportive of Jamie Hayter. It was noticeable in this match how they were to how the crowd were into Jamie Hayter. So yeah, so it has some decision here, and it had the right winner with Tony Storm becoming the AEW Women's World Champion. As you can probably say that will lead to her and Thunder Rosa in the unification match. So yeah. The next problem match is Chris Jericho, Lionheart Chris Jericho, against Bryan Danielson. Um, this match was good. The match was like good, but it just felt like it was missing something. Like I kind of get a sense like it was like sorry for like the sun, like it was like the sun's background sky and bugging me in my face a bit, but yeah, the match was good between Jericho and Danielson. It just felt it missed something great, and you can kind of tell like how Rush thrown together the kind of match, but even though it had some build from the Danielson Garcia Jericho aspect by it. And it's weird, Daniel Garcia never even factored into this match. Never once has he much as interfered as he got involved. He was just backstage in the match, so yeah, that kind of felt weird that he didn't have either Danielson or Jericho to win as Jericho hit the low blow and hit the Judas fan and one of them. So like the face kind of fell flat as like it was literally just a low blow and the Judas offense. That was it. Like it didn't have much to it. So yeah, Chris Jericho won, and yeah, that was that was the match. Like it's so weird. Like Danielson comes to AEW 1 year ago, then 1 year later, like he losing to 50-some-year-old Jericho. That's not Jericho. He has some pretty good to even great matches this year alone, but like really, that's the best you could do for Danielson at this point. I kinda get why they did more on that too. So yeah. So um the next match was the House of Black, the House of Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King against Darby Allin, Sting, and Miro. This is one of another match that was kind of thrown together in as like Miro is literally just added. I felt like this was just an excuse to give this some of this type of specifically Miro on this show, as he did much nothing since coming back, and it's just thrown in this feud. Like okay, but the match it was fun, I guess. It was for what it was. Decent. It was decent. This was fine. The finish came with Malachi looking he was going to hit the Black Mist on Sting, but Sting hit the Black Mist on Malachi Black, and Darby Allin scoops up Malachi Black for the win as Sting, Darby, and Miro won. And it seemed like after the match that Malachi will be gone, and it's going to be gone for a very long while. As heard some people, he asked for this release for his only did a conditional release as he's only going to be out for like 6 months at minimum. So don't expect to pop up any other company, wrestling company, anytime soon until those 6 months. So I don't know what's gonna happen with Malachi Black, but I hope if he's still with something serious with his mental health, I hope the best comes up for him. That's all I will say about that. And main event for the AEW World Championship, you have CM Punk in his hometown Chicago, challenging John Moxley. Um, so the match was good. Kind of surprised by both of them, but like Punk believed by a shot that Moxley they were saying. He usually bleeds for those matches like this, and he didn't. So that was probably the most surprising thing. So, but yeah, like after what the bit done in the bill, specifically when Moxley squashing Punk, it was more what I expected. With they having a pretty good match, even though CM Punk was pretty much apparently injured again in this match, legit with torn triceps, restored biceps, I guess, with and him bodying back and Punk just beat Moxley, and he's the two-time AEW World Champion. Like, I don't know, but like, it's, oh boy, I will get to, like you, like, Punk wins the world title in May. He gets injured on his angle. But just like he on the crowd where he was making first entrance of world champion the next night. And like 2 days after that he has to step down as the AEW World Champion. They have to create an inter-world champion, John Moxley, which they built towards the unification match on Dynamite weeks ago. Have Moxley squash Punk, only to have Punk beat Moxley, win the world title again, and then gets injured again. And it's like, and it's really unfortunate for a while about to mention that. So the angle that they did after was a voice note from Tony Khan, specifically talking to a very familiar guy, was saying that his unexcused absence is hurting his company and the fan, and as much as he doesn't give a shit a fan, he does, and that he will swallow a very pill apart. He will pull him in a casino ladder match. He wants it to come out all out, and he's not gonna sign any station, and he will pay a shit $1,000, and he's not gonna get a better one after, which you fast forward, you have a video clip of Cool One of Punk saying, back in all the age, by the way, saying, you're the snake. The greatest thing the devil ever did is to make people think he didn't exist. And we cover that, and there's the devil with the devil mask, seemingly unmasking, saying he's the devil himself. And out comes Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJ freaking Death comes out. Monster ovation, as I kind of expect they will be. After that that promo he cut many months ago, it should have expected that he was going to get a major reaction here. So yeah, and AJ comes out. He wants the title from seemingly at the time CM Punk. And yeah, it's so unfortunate how MJF's return kind of gets been talked, being pushed to the shove, pushed to the backside, and what everyone's talking about is this media scrum with CM Punk just randomly wrestling, ramble on this about Colt Cabana and his non-friendship he had for over fucking 8 years now. It's like CM Punk took the focus seemingly away from MJF and onto himself and fucking Colt Cabana. And him ranting on the fucking EVPs, the Jumbas and Kenny Omega the Elite, calling him dumb fucking man at a page. It's like, dude, you just won the company's world title. You have the boss of the fucking company looking scared as fuck. Next to this guy rambling on half of his fucking roster. It's like, come on, dude. You should talk. Ugh. This is what I'm saying. And the fact that he's injured now means we won't get this. And we won't have this people today. MJF and St. Paul was, I'm sure that was the direction they were going to go with. And now you won't have it. You won't have it this because of the fucking injury and the fucking drama that CM Punk is causing. Like, oh my god. I will get to the Punk Jumbas, the Punk the Elite backstage drama, and all that stuff in my next video. So, stay tuned for that. But it's fucking a shame that drama in more ways took away from almost all of this show. Which on the whole, like I say, it was a side show. It was a good show. A tad bit on. They were trying to create way too much stuff. And suffer matches getting cut short. And yeah, that was pretty much the most unfortunate part. But it was still like good solid show. I just enjoyed the East Caster show a little bit more, but on the whole, this was still fine. The All Out pay-per-view wasn't nearly as great as the All Out show from last year, but this was still a good show nonetheless. So, yeah. So Super Revolution sites off. Like, subscribe here. Tell me what you think about All Out in the comment section below. And as always, I'm Jason Maenius, and I approve this message.